Hi there, good to see you all. I wanted to post a tutorial video to go over one of the problems on the homework that I saw some of you were struggling with. This is problem number 3 from homework 9-2. So I'll read that for you again. The problem gave us iron 3 reacting with sulfur in a synthesis reaction to form iron 3 sulfide. So with any stoichiometric calculation, we have to write out the reactants and products, and we also have to balance it. So we're given iron 3 sulfide. So keep in mind that the 3 here is referring to the charge on iron. It's not referring to the subscript or the coefficient necessarily, but rather that charge. So when we go to write our balanced equation, we're going to write iron plus sulfur yields iron 3 sulfide. So a reminder that sulfur's charge is -2. So when we crisscross these, we end up with the formula Fe2S3. So once you balance this, you should end up with the coefficients 2, 3, and 1. So here is our balanced chemical equation for this reaction. In the problem, we're also provided that we have 56.0 grams of sulfur. So what I like to do is write what I know underneath the thing I'm given, and I also like to write a question mark of where I'm going. This helps me set up appropriate mole ratio. So we are trying to solve for the mass, so the grams of iron 3 sulfide. So this is in our unknown. So we're given our mass of sulfur, and we're solving for the mass of iron 3 sulfide. So let's review how to get from point A to point B. Now, you might remember the molar roadmap. So we have a mole of a substance. We'll call this a mole of substance A, and from that we can get to volume of a gas in liters. We could also get into the mass of a substance, or we can get into representative particles. So if we're looking at our reaction, we are provided the mass of our substance. So the mass of our substance is given, mass of sulfur. Now in order to get from the mass of sulfur to mass of iron 3 sulfide, we have to go through the mole ratio. So in order to connect one roadmap to another, we would have to use the mole ratio, which we talked about before March 13th. This is your moles of your want of what you're solving for, divided by the moles of the thing that you're given. Now, the mole ratio is the basis of stoichiometry. It's what connects your reactant to product or reactant to reactant. It's not always between reactant and product. It could be between two reactants. And so in order to set up the mole ratio, you have to remember where you're going. So for our problem here, we are trying to solve for the mass of another substance. So we're going to call this other substance, substance B. And a reminder that if you're in moles, you can get into anything you want. You can get into volume of the gas in liters, mass, or representative particles. So in this particular scenario, we are solving for the mass. So we are provided the mass of sulfur, and we're trying to get the mass of iron 3 sulfide. So we will need to go from mass to moles of sulfur. We will then need to go from moles of sulfur to moles of iron 3 sulfide by using the mole ratio. And then we have to go into the mass of iron 3 sulfide. So you may want to consider writing this molar roadmap out to consider how many steps you need for each problem, because every problem doesn't necessarily need this many steps. This is probably the most number of steps that you'll ever need for stoichiometry. Sometimes it's just 1, 2, or 3 steps. It's not always this many. So let's try this. We're going to start off with our 56 grams of sulfur, And we're solving for our grams of iron 3 sulfide. So just like with any good dimensional analysis problem, we're always going to write what we know and what we're solving for. So our first step is to go from mass to moles of sulfur. So you're going to use the molar mass to get from grams of sulfur to moles of sulfur. So 1 mole of sulfur, based on your periodic table, is 32.06 grams of sulfur. Notice how in this step I did a number, a unit, and a label. Number, unit, label for every single one. In order to compare different elements and different compounds, we need to make sure that we have the number, unit, and label. So with that, this gets us into moles of sulfur. This is when we can start comparing different compounds to each other. So we are solving for iron 3 sulfide. So our mole ratio needs to be between sulfur, that was the thing that was given, and iron 3 sulfide. So our mole ratio always comes from our balanced chemical equation. So let's go back to that for a moment. We're given that for every 3 moles of sulfur, we need 1 mole of iron 3 sulfide. So that's where our mole ratio is going to come from. So we will say 1 mole for every 3 moles of sulfur. So this gets us into our moles of product. However, we're not solving for moles, we're solving for grams. So this involves an extra step where we need to go from moles of iron 3 sulfide to grams of iron 3 sulfide, which is of course the molar mass. So you would have to calculate 2 irons, 3 sulfurs altogether, which should give you about 207.9 grams of iron 3 sulfide. So when calculated all out, this should give you 112.37 grams of iron 3 sulfide. Technically, our amount of reactant given only has 3 sig figs, so your answer actually should be 112 grams of iron 3 sulfide. So just to review some things that you want to be careful of, don't do more steps than you need to. Always be thinking about your molar roadmap and how one roadmap connects to another to determine the number of steps that you need. In addition, this mole ratio is not coming out of thin air. You need to write the balanced chemical equation in order to determine that mole ratio. If you don't predict your products and balance appropriately, then you won't be able to have your mole ratio. I hope this clarified basic stoichiometric calculations for you. Again, this is just one problem from the homework that was due on Friday, and this is something that we would normally do in classes to go over where we had trouble. So I hope this provided clarification. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.